Welcome to the solo exhibition of Lala Raščić, The More Thanks You Silence, The More They Talk, at the Röda Sten Konsthall in Gothenburg. My name is Amila Puzić and I am the curator of the exhibition. More than a year ago, I got an invitation from the director of the Röda Sten Konsthall, Mia Kristersdotter, to be a guest curator for the exhibition, which will open the season 2021 in the context of the 400th anniversary of the city of Gothenburg. And I was asked to select an artist whose practice I consider interesting and convenient for collaboration with the early music ensemble Göteborg Baroque from Gothenburg, with whom the Röda Sten Konsthall has been collaborating for several years. In this regard, the general theme of this collaboration was given in advance, and it was structured around the opera The Coronation of Poppaea by Claudio Monteverdi. The exhibition titled The More Thanks You Silence, The More They Talk is taken from the opera The Coronation of Poppaea, and actually it is the sentence that was uttered by the philosopher Seneca, which is one of the main characters in the opera. The exhibition takes place on 3 floors at Röda Sten Konsthall, and I selected 4 different projects that Lala Raščić realized between 2015 and 2021. I will start by explaining the new artistic production, Poppaea's Pans. This installation consists of 3 handmade copper round baking pans. At the same time, the installation consists of performance of parts that are taken from the opera The Coronation of Poppaea by Claudio Monteverdi. Lala and I started the research by looking into the text, the libretto, and The Coronation of Poppaea is most often interpreted as a triumph of passion and defeat of reason, while Sabina Poppaea is usually seen as a greedy, unscrupulous woman who doesn't choose her means to come to power. And at the same time, the philosopher Seneca is perceived as the embodiment of morality and ontological power. And it's not by chance that we took the sentence that was uttered by Seneca, the more thanks you will make silent, the more they will talk, because this sentence encapsulates the complete downfall and moral perversion that will happen in the opera after Seneca's death, and serves as one of the foundational aspects of the conception of the installation Poppaea's Pans. The other core element of the work, the Poppaea's Pans, is in relation to the folkloric practice that belongs to the South Slavic context, particularly to the context of Bosnia and Herzegovina. The practice is known as tepsijanje, which means singing along with the pan. Since women were forbidden to play a musical instrument, and generally to engage in music and art in public. They turned their daily housework, this is very interesting, into a creative practice. So what were they doing? After baking a pie, which is a traditional Bosnian dish, they would use an empty round pan as an idiophone instrument to sing along it. By juxtaposing the folkloric practice, singing along with the pan, with the high cultural form of opera, Raščić does not only pretend to democratize the genre of opera, but she wants to point out the fact that through history, women have faced the same problems in patriarchy: social and economic exploitation, sexual discrimination, domestic violence, among many, many other problems. The video installation Gorgo is specifically modified for this exhibition to be in the correlation to the space of Röda Sten, but at the same time to the new artistic production Poppaea's Pants. Several different artworks from Gorgo project are exhibited at Röda Sten, but all of them are dedicated to the mythic figure of Medusa. According to Greek mythology, Medusa is one of three Gorgon sisters. The poet Ovid describes Medusa as a once beautiful young woman who attracted Poseidon, the god of sea, and who raped her in the temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom and crafts. The paradox of Medusa reflects in the fact that no one can look at her, and at the same time her face is exposed everywhere in Greece, on clothes, jewelry, coins, furniture, etc. By reinterpreting and reenacting the myth of Medusa, Lala Raščić seeks to decolonize the deep-seated patriarchal interpretations of Medusa. On this wall, you can see three silkscreen prints with the same title as the exhibition, The More Thanks You Silence, The More They Talk. And actually, each and every project that is exhibited here has its own print that contextualizes the project itself. I have to say that I was positively surprised by this invitation, but at the same time I was a bit nervous and concerned about such an ambitious collaboration and the theme, especially having in mind the fact that we had like a pretty short amount of time to do research and to develop a new artistic production. I must say that Lala Raščić came to mind immediately, especially knowing her practice, which was into like performative arts, music, video art, but most of all knowing how passionate she is about opera as a genre. And at the same time, I was thinking about someone whose practice relies on a participatory approach and interdisciplinary work, and Lala Raščić was the perfect match.
The gaze is outsourced, the beholder, distanced, superior spectator. Bifurcation of the body and its optics. A second set of eyes consisting of remote lenses through which most reality is filtered. Our empathy is two-dimensional. Remote perspective seeing.
I'm continuing my curatorial guided tour on the third floor here at Röda Sten, and we'll start from the print, Semantic Fields, which is part of the project Evil Earth that Lala Raščić realized in 2015. And that project consists of several art objects, installations, drawings. But here at the exhibition, we have the video essay, Evil Earth's Notebook, together with the script, with the original script on which the video essay is based.
The vanishing point gives the observer a body and position. Remote perspective is a point of view without a subject. Earth on words, Andromeda on mountain, mountain on earth. Earth on words, Andromeda on mountain, mountain on earth. Mountains are symbols of human sin that appeared with the deluge. Monstrous excrescences on the original smooth face of nature. It should seem perplexing that the search for the origins of modern mountain attitudes should involve astronomy.
Evil Earth's Notebook video essay deals with the representation of landscape under the contemporary conditions of visuality. And it explores the notion of landscape and different ways of perceiving the earth through the use of new technologies.
Telescoped optics, satellites, drones, copters, cams, selfie sticks, bones and stones, correspondence between the apparatus through which we view the earth and how we perceive it.
As I mentioned before, I conceptualized it on the third floor as a kind of working space, which has at the same time this approach of a white cube. But when I say like working space, I mean that I really try to show as much as possible of the research that was behind the projects that are exhibited here and that Lala realized in the past tense, in the past 10 years. But at the same time, I try to present here her drawings and sketches. And most of them that are exposed here belong to the project Gorgo. Here you can see the making of, and it's a video that shows the working process of making the armor, Gorgo's armor, by the female coppersmith from Bosnia, Nermina Beba Alić. It's a poem that was written by Romantic poet Shelley in the 19th century, and it's a poem about Medusa. And the poem is printed here on a tracing paper. And it was like very important for the artist to show how fragile is the notion itself, the notion of Medusa.
The daughter is known for her art alone.
she's Arachne.
Here we have some sketches and drawings. They are part of the last project that we have here at Röda Sten. It's called EE0, and it's part of the project Europa Enterprise that Lala Raščić realized in collaboration with artist Andrea Duganjic from Sarajevo and the theoretician Jelena Petrović from Belgrade. We finish our guided tour. I finished my guided tour here on this floor with this drawing installation, which is called Hurje, and which is also part of the project EE0. And actually, this work is exhibited for the first time exclusively at this exhibition.
1. Zeus, turned into a handsome white bull, seduces a girl and rapes her. By horns she takes him, and on his back they sail the sea to Crete, where she will be queen. She looks back and waves to the shore she left, her native land. Europa is her name, on the back of her ravisher. Zeus abuses. 2. Zeus is an eagle who chases Asteria, who escapes with desperate means. She turns into a quail, plunges into the sea, and becomes an island, a woman island. Zeus needs no excuse. 3. He's a swan, his wings beating above the queen of Sparta, Leda, dead-like, helpless. He's seaman in her. She will be Helen. Or Medusa with poisonous snakes instead of hair. She wasn't always this scared. The mere sight of her turns people to stone. She was a pretty Gorgon until she was raped by Poseidon and finished off by jealous Athene.
Here on the last floor we have the video installation EE0 together with the last silkscreen print. The script for this work is also based on a Greek myth of Arachne, who was one of the main figures in the Greek, but also in the Roman mythology. And Ovid writes in his Metamorphoses about Arachne. The myth portrays Arachne as a talented mortal daughter of Idmon, who challenged Athena to a weaving contest. And since Athena was not able to find any mistakes in the tapestry that Arachne made, she was very jealous, and at the same time she was enraged and turned Arachne into a spider condemned to weaving for eternity. The video is carried by the performer, who is seen enacting text in a very theatrical setting, and her gradual transformation into the spider character of Arachne.
So what follows is a part where Arachne emerges as a self-modified techno-body as the AI framework of a spaceship called the Europa Enterprise, which is sailing through mythical time with the muses in tow on a concrete mission of creation of new myths consistent with Sino-feminist maxims. I see you. I am Arachne, the infinitesimal spider. I, this black body shitting silk. My anatomy, exoskeletal efficacy.
The basis of the mediation function, to be, to hear, to see, to experience, has been significantly changed during the pandemic times. And together with that, the conditions of work and the artistic production changed as well. No matter through which lenses this exhibition is going to be perceived, it has a clear message. The more tongues you silence, the more they will talk about social and economic inequalities, oppression, injustice, racism, xenophobia, and natural disasters, and all other forms of violence against everything and everyone.